Any health journey starts in the kitchen. No biscuits, no chips, no sugary stuff. I cannot be on a calorie deficit for the rest of my life. I have chicken breast, I have meat, I have fish. White bread is the enemy, and I have no idea what that means. Hi and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to week 4 of January reset. It has been said time and time again, any health journey starts in the kitchen. What you eat is 80% and the rest is 20%. So we are here to talk about food. I just did a small restock for groceries for this week. This is the size of my entire freezer. So when it comes to grocery shopping, I'm not able to do a large shopping like to last throughout the month. I have to keep on restocking. So I usually do a restock like this every 1.5 to 2 weeks, sometimes up to 2 weeks before I need to restock. And also it depends on what I need at the time, because it's not everything that needs to be replenished. I wanted to just share the essentials of how I restock and some of the pantry staples that I have to make sure are always there so that operations can run smoothly. For this particular shop, I'll just take you through my thought process when it comes to selecting some of these foods, some of these ingredients. In terms of proteins, the first thing is I stock up on minced beef. This in particular is low-fat minced beef. It still has a bit of fat even though it's low-fat minced beef, because when I'm cooking it I don't have to add any extra oil. I don't prefer to eat red meat quite often, especially when I'm trying to lose fat, because generally red meat has more fat, means more calories, and I'm trying to be on a calorie deficit. So at least for 2 or 3 meals I will be having minced beef during this week. The next thing that I have never bought, actually, I just saw it available and I decided to get this, is fish fillet. Usually I buy white fish fillet. This time I decided to go for Nile Perch, and it said that this one is from Uganda. So every week I try to get protein sources from different kinds of foods. So aside from red meat, I also do fish, eggs, chicken, Greek yogurt, and so on. For the fish, there's mainly 2 types of fish that I've been eating. Either I buy a fish fillet or I buy canned tuna. Fish in general is very lean with a high protein content, so we're trying to go for lean sources of protein as much as possible. Fish is a good option. Tuna is a great option because it's very affordable, easy to keep. The thing about fish is usually the smell of fish, but tuna is a solid friend. And this particular tuna that I buy, tuna in water. Tuna comes in different forms. There is tuna in olive oil, there is tuna in brine. Always. The problem with tuna in oil is that even if you drain the oil, you can't drain so much from it. So you're adding extra calories to your protein, which you may not need, you may need, depends on your goals at the time. For me right now, I need tuna in water so I can be able to drain it and get more protein for less calories. And then of course the staple, I have a tray of eggs. I usually eat breakfast eggs at least 3 times a week. I alternate between overnight oats and an egg breakfast. Do the math. For 30 eggs, it will last easily throughout 2 weeks. And then finally, I have, for the first time in a very long time, switched out the brand of Greek yogurt that I usually buy. I saw that Carrefour have natural, authentic Greek yogurt. I usually buy Greek style yogurt, but this one I saw on the description, it says that it's from Greece. So this is the real deal. And I went for the low-fat Greek yogurt. I bought this is a 1 kg pack of low-fat or fat-free Greek yogurt. And the reason why I really jumped on it is because of the calories to protein ratio. As you can see, this one has 55 calories per 100 grams, and 100 grams will give you, look at that, 9.8 grams of protein. That's why I ended up picking this. Generally, what I'm trying to do is make sure that I am hitting my macros in terms of the amount of proteins I take, fiber, carbohydrates, nutrients, all that. with less calories. Alternative to that, when I'm having my egg breakfast, I usually like having a slice of toast, but white bread is the enemy. Carrefour really comes in clutch. I like this particular brand of protein bread because per 100 grams is 64 calories, so I like it as an option, and it has like a lot of interesting ingredients. It has wheat protein, it has flax seeds, wholemeal wheat flour, and it's made with sourdough, so we love that for us. So those are the proteins that I restocked on. Like I said, the size of my freezer is really small, so I don't restock on a lot of protein at a time, but currently I have a lot of chicken breast that is already in the freezer, so I think I have everything. I have chicken breast, I have meat, I have fish,
beans, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rabbit,
and I have eggs. That is more than enough. Another hidden source of protein is chickpeas. Chickpeas are cheap, so if you're looking for more affordable ways to get protein in, chickpeas is a good option. For 1 cup of this chickpeas, it's 97 calories to 100 calories, and you get another 5 grams of protein. I like adding chickpeas to my salads, so that's why I buy it. And also, if I have the energy for it, I can use them to make hummus. I didn't stock much in terms of vegetables. What I was missing is carrots. There's something I go through quickly is carrots. I was talking to my sister the other day, and I invited her to join me in this fat loss process, and we were talking about making carrot fries. I've been really enjoying making carrot fries in the air fryer, and then I was telling her the way I love carrots, and she reacted to that message with the laughing emoji, and I have no idea what that means. I just said I love carrots. When I am preparing the carrots, like peeling, if I'm grating, if I'm chopping, I have to peel 1 extra carrot to munch on while I'm preparing the other carrots. It's that bad. I really love carrots for some reason, I don't know. Then I also added a head of broccoli. So I buy the frozen bag of broccoli because it's easier to keep in the fridge, but I didn't find it available online yesterday when I was making this order. So I have to prepare it because I've noticed also broccoli, even if I keep it in the fridge, it doesn't keep for long. So I have to prepare the whole thing and then store it. And I was also out of peppers, so I restocked on the multicolored peppers. And then finally, the kale salad, y'all. The kale salad has me in a chokehold. I have been enjoying making salads with this kale. It's delicious. I don't know if it's the weather in this place that's making the warm weather that's making the vegetables more sweet, or just because right now these are the only things that I have to savor. But having kale salad currently is like a treat to me. I'm not a big fan of soda, but every once in a while I might get the urge to drink a little bit of soda. So I got the 7-Up. This is the zero version, so just a 6-pack of the 300 ml cans of 7-Up Zero, 2 calories per can. So if really I feel like having something fizzy, then I will have a zero drink, but not a common practice for me because fizzy drinks and digestion, they don't go well together, and right now we want to optimize digestion. And I'm just skipping over this huge bag of apples that I have here as well. Apples are for snacking. So usually in the afternoon, once I come from the gym and I have my protein powder and I'm waiting to make dinner, I will also once in a while snack on an apple. I am really also not a huge fan of apple. I could never just straight up pick an apple and bite into it. The only way I like to have apples is if it's in slices. I slice it up into nice thin slices. It's like eating chips. It has the crunch, it has the flavor. It's like eating chips. One more thing that I've added that I have not been buying is cauliflower rice, because I prefer making the cauliflower rice myself. You just need to buy a head of cauliflower and then shred it, squeeze out the water, and you have the cauliflower rice. The only problem is that process takes such a long time. It's way cheaper, but it takes a long time. And sometimes I'm just not here for it. So this time I decided to just order the cauliflower rice, and I will see if I like it, because this one comes frozen. When I make my cauliflower rice, I make it fresh. So I don't know if it's going to be as good as when I make it myself, but I wanted to try and see. When I make cauliflower rice, I make it with grated carrots and garlic. It doesn't taste like rice, of course, but it's a nice alternative if you're trying to go low carb on your meals. You can have it with normal dishes that you would have with the rice, aka curries, stews, all that. You can have it with cauliflower rice, and it will just work fine. And then finally, for my overnight oats, I usually add frozen berries to it. It's way cheaper to buy them as frozen berries instead of buying all the different kinds of berries fresh, and they will not be able to keep for long. Now, coming to my pantry staples that I have been carrying me literally through this process, especially for my sources of carbs, is oats, brown rice, and sweet potatoes. I didn't top up on sweet potatoes because I have, I think, 2 left already, and that is more than enough. And then oats, this big thing of oats. Actually, these are not the original oats that came with this container. I bought this brand of oats once, and then ever since then, whenever I buy oats, I just buy them in the plastic bag and top up on this container. For this container, it has lasted me so long because I measure my oats, usually about 30 grams, and this container is 1 kg, so you can imagine how long it has lasted. Brown rice. What's the difference between brown rice and white rice? In terms of calories, there's not much difference. Maybe just the opportunity to tell people that you're healthier because you eat brown rice, and I think a bit more fiber, but not much difference. If you're looking for something quick, you can prepare in a hurry, definitely go for white rice if you want the aromatics, because this one smells like nothing. And it also takes a bit longer to cook. You have to soak it. This particular one, I have to soak it before I cook it, so it takes a little bit longer. But brown rice, white rice, whichever, I really don't mind. I just went for the brown rice so I can feel better than everyone. And then I've also introduced quinoa to my carb sources. Aside from being a good source of carbohydrate, it also has a little bit more fiber, and whenever I see food that is colorful, I assume it has more nutrients. So this bag is half full because the other half I already cooked. I've been having it. The bag looks small, but it really puffs up when you cook it. And then chia seeds. Also, this one is great source of fiber in chia seeds. So I usually add this to my yogurt when I have it for breakfast. A little bit of extra protein, but mostly I love it for the fiber. And last but not least is olive oil. I just buy olive oil because it's very convenient for me. This 1 liter of olive oil also lasts a very long time. I'm telling you, when you start measuring things in the correct portion sizes, you find that things really last a long time, because here in this house, we don't deep fry anything. We use an air fryer. And then whenever I'm preparing anything with olive oil, I usually measure out depending on the quantity. If it's a meal just for me, then 1 teaspoon of olive oil. If I'm preparing a meal, like a large meal or a batch cook, probably it will be 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil at max. Things like beef and so on, I don't cook with any olive oil. So olive oil really lasts a long time in this house. I also have some butter in the fridge, but every once in a while, not really quite as often used as the olive oil. So this 1 liter bottle of olive oil, I've had this already. I think the last time I bought olive oil was a month ago, and you can see I have barely cracked into it. So I'm trying to see the economics of it, and it works. That is all the food that has really been helping me keep it together during this fat loss process, and nothing wrong with repeating the same things over and over again. If it works, it works. If you're concerned about variety or maybe not getting enough nutrients or whatever, then there's options of going into supplements and all that. I really don't talk much about supplements because I feel like that is more individual specific, depends on what you're deficient of. It's very important to get a regular medical checkup and find out what you're deficient on, and then supplement that instead of just taking supplements because a lot of people are taking them. There are definitely multivitamins that you can buy over the counter. So that is what I have been keeping in my kitchen during this fat loss process. As you have seen, there is no snacks, no biscuits, no chips, no sugary stuff, no nothing. Just trying to make sure that I have as many whole food options as possible. And I wanted to share all this because what I find funny is that when it comes to the human existence, aside from genetic disorders or cancer or infectious diseases, the only other thing that causes chronic illness, disease and death is food. Either you're eating too much of it or not enough of it. And I find that there's not enough information because a lot of people don't know much about the calories, their intake, their nutritional needs. I feel like this nutritional knowledge should be like something that is taught in school. The way people really don't know how much what they eat affects their health. And in the most innocent ways, food is such a fiber of community and everything that it's crazy. Anyway, sometimes I think about it. Now that I have restocked on my groceries, I'm going to be proceeding to make my lunch for today. And today I'm so excited about the cauliflower rice because I really like it. It's been a while since I've had it. So I'm going to be having ground beef with cauliflower rice. Hi, it's finally time to do a wrap up of week 4. First of all, I switched out my braids for crochet because they were turning into overstimulation braids. I wanted to keep them until the end of January, but with all the working out and sweating in them, it was time. I had completely worn them out. So, that aside, the last update I gave you was at the beginning of the week. That is when I was restocking on my groceries and stuff. With the food restock, I've shared a lot about what goes in my thought process when I'm selecting food choices and all that. But I've remembered that there's one more thing that I have forgotten to mention, and something that has really helped me track my calories, my workouts, my sleep, my everything is the health app that comes with my phone. I don't know about iOS. I use Samsung and there is the inbuilt. Is it inbuilt? Yeah, it comes already pre-installed in your phone. There is the inbuilt Samsung Health app, and I think for most Android devices there is some sort of health app. I also believe iOS has, but I will only refer to the one that I know. And the good thing about this app, I've been talking a lot about tracking calories, counting calories and all that, and I can just imagine if I had to write all that stuff down and try and calculate everything, it would be hectic. But with the application itself, there is a place where you can actually track your calories and even take pictures of every meal so that you can have an image of the meal that you had, and then you can enter the foods that you've added to that meal and it will do the rest for you. All you have to do is enter specifics in terms of quantities and the app will do the rest for you. What I do is I constantly update the app when I'm having the meal. If I'm having breakfast, once I sit down with my food, I just open the app, I start entering everything that I've measured, and it tells me how much I have had, and it has been such a huge convenience because I don't have to write it down somewhere, and I didn't even have to download a whole new app. I didn't have to pay for any service. This just came with the phone and it's been so useful for me for tracking. So when you go to the Samsung application, you can set your target for the daily calories that you want to consume. For the application itself, it will give you the recommended target based on your weight, your age, and your activity level, because it will ask you all that information when you set up your info on the app, and then it will give you the recommended, and then you can decide whether to work with that or to go into a deficit and whatnot. So for me, because I was on a deficit, I adjusted the target to the calorie target that I wanted, and then once I have my meals, I just log the meals into the application and it does the rest for me. And that has been such a game changer because it's so convenient and it's absolutely free. If you are looking for a simple way of tracking your calories, you can use this. And the best part is that you don't even need to use scale because it has the option of giving you measurements in serving sizes based on the food packaging if the food is already available on the application. Or you can use cup sizes, whatever it is. If you don't find the exact meal that you're having, you can also create your own custom meals depending on the ingredients that you add. So I created some custom meals and I saved them so that I don't have to, every time I come to the app to enter my foods, I have to search for each and every ingredient that I used, because it's the same thing I'm preparing again. For example, my overnight oats, it's always the same measurements. So I created that on the application, saved it as a custom meal, and when I come to log in my breakfast, I just log my overnight oats and so on. The application does a lot more stuff. For the exercise and sleep tracking, this is the Fit 3. I think this is the base version of Samsung smartwatches, so it's quite affordable. I remember I got it on Amazon for quite a steal. It was on offer. I think it was a Black Friday offer some time ago, so you don't need to have a super expensive watch. Of course, with the higher the price, the more the functions that you get out of the watch. But for me, this is basically good for tracking my steps, my activities, calories, heart rate, just the basics. And that's enough for me to keep track of what I'm doing. I took my weigh-in this morning, and what I tell you, I was super surprised when I stepped on the scale, considering last week I was having like a bit of a plateau. So I bumped up my protein a little bit to make sure that I get to that 150 grams per day. And I also tracked my water intake meticulously, and I just continued doing everything else the same. I just do my long walks in the morning, do my workouts in the afternoon, and I got over the hump. I can't believe I did it. I can't believe I started this year 5 kgs heavier. It's crazy, but finally got to the goal for January, which is to reduce 5 kgs. And it's not just about the 5 kgs, but according to my scale. And I always put that disclaimer because I know accuracy, but according to my scale, it's a loss of 2.8% of body fat. My goal for doing this body reset was ideally to lose body fat, not just to lose weight, but to make sure that I'm losing what I need to get rid of, which is having excess fat, because the way I was moving in December, criminal. So I started the year at 72.75 kilograms, and now I am at 67.75 kilograms. It's exactly 5 kgs to the letter. The numbers are now in green. Things are looking good. So I'm very, very happy with the progress that I've made. And one thing that I know that has really helped a lot is the long walks in the morning. A long time ago, we used to think that going intense with the cardio is the best way to lose fat and stuff like that. But after most scientists have done their science, and they have confirmed that it's called steady state cardio where your heart rate is around 110 to 130 beats per minute. Like, you're not overexerting yourself, but your heart rate is slightly elevated, is the best way to lose fat. So that's why every morning I have been taking extra long walks between 6 to 7 kilometers. Takes me about an hour. I walk briskly, but these morning walks, I believe, is the main reason why I've been able to burn so much fat and make such a difference in this time. If it was just purely going to the gym and lifting heavy, I don't think the results would be the same. I think it's the combination of lifting heavy weights and making sure that I have that steady state cardio. So these morning walks have become part of me. It makes such a huge difference. Another thing also, in the beginning, I took some before photos. I didn't post them on here because at that time, in the before photos, I was not feeling very confident in myself. But this morning, after I did the weigh-in, I also went and took some new photos. That changed from one version of me to the other. It just works best when you see it in photos. So I just wanted to have like a clear comparison of what I looked like before I started this process and what I look like now. And I was pleasantly surprised. It's so interesting. Like, I can see my stomach has greatly reduced in general. The rolls on my back, the faux pas is still faux pas. This is probably going to be the last thing I'm able to get rid of, so I'm not worried about that. But there's a little bit more ab definition. My arms as well, a little bit less hanging, less butt wings, a little bit more toned, and I'm so happy with the overall results. Everything has slightly changed and slightly improved, and I can't wait to see how far I can take it. And I'm so happy that I began this year with a lot of discipline. I'm so happy that I put this resolution in my mind and I went straight to executing it. I feel like I can carry this energy on throughout the rest of the year. So you can just imagine where you would be if you had started in January, or if you start now, where you will be by the end of February, you know? So what next? Of course, I cannot be on a calorie deficit for the rest of my life. So my plan is to do a refeeding for about a week before I get back on the calorie deficits. I'm going to bring back my food intake to the recommended daily intake, or what they call maintenance calories, before I continue with the calorie deficit, because I can't keep Like every time I notice I'm not reducing weight, I reduce the calories. It will reach a point where it will just be a slice of bread, and then what? I've not achieved my goal yet. I still want to continue working on my body. I still want to continue working on my fitness. And that's it for the January reset. I hope you were in there with me. I hope you're in there with me, struggling and going along. And if you haven't started again, I repeat, the only thing that is constant is the passage of time. Just imagine how much transformation you can achieve in a month from now if you start now. And with all that being said, thank you for watching the video all the way until the end. Thank you for those who were rooting for me. I was rooting for you too. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a comment down below if you want to, or share the video with your friends. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.